Why does a $50 discounted t-shirt suddenly feel like a bargain, even if you'd never normally pay more than 20? Cog stands in a store holding a t-shirt with a tag, originally 100, now 50. His brain goes, wow, half off. But another part mutters, would I ever pay 100 for a t-shirt? Probably not. Still, that big 100 sticks. It makes 50 feel like a deal. Later, Cog scrolls for headphones. One site lists 300, another one 80. The gut whispers, 180 is cheap compared to 300. But is it actually cheap, or just less than the first number seen? This sticky influence of first impressions has a name: anchoring bias. Anchoring bias happens when the first number or piece of information we see anchors our judgment. It drags later decisions closer to that first figure, even if it's random or irrelevant. Psychologists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky showed this with a simple trick. People spun a wheel rigged to land on a number. Then they guessed how many African countries were in the United Nations. If the wheel landed on 10, guesses were lower. If it landed on 65, guesses were higher. The wheel was random. But the number still pulled their answers. That's anchoring. The brain latches onto the first thing it sees. Anchors distort value. We judge worth relative to a starting point, not absolute value. That's why restaurants list a $200 bottle of wine. It's not meant to sell. It's meant to anchor your brain so the $60 bottle feels reasonable. Anchors don't even need to make sense. In experiments, random digits from a phone number tilted people's estimates. The brain doesn't check relevance, it just grabs. That's why negotiations often begin with outrageous first offers. Whoever speaks first sets the anchor. And here's the tricky part. Knowing about anchoring doesn't erase it. Even if we say, I won't be fooled, it still nudges us. But awareness gives us a pause button. Instead of asking, compared to that number, is this good? We can ask, if I hadn't seen that number, what's this worth to me? Cog puts this into practice at a bike shop. A sign reads, originally 1,200, now 900. The anchor tugs. Wow, big savings. But Cog pauses. What's my own baseline? How much am I really willing to spend for weekend rides? The answer, 500. Suddenly 900 feels overpriced. Later, Cog finds a sturdy $480 bike online. Not a flashy 70% off deal, but right in line with his own anchor. That's the trick. You can't always avoid anchors, but you can set your own. Anchoring bias is sneaky. The first number you see can warp every judgment after, whether it's a price tag, a salary offer, or even a trivia guess. But when you spot an anchor, pause. Ask, if I hadn't seen that first number, what would this be worth to me? Setting your own anchor is like carrying a compass. Other magnets may tug at it, but you'll still know which way you want to go. So next time you see, originally 100, now 50, remember, a number is just a number, unless you let it weigh you down.